Power in her vein. She beautiful and she got the brain. Everywhere she goes, she be staying. African girls are the way. From my head to her toe, everything about her, yeah, is on fleek. She say she has to give it good love. Everything about her, yeah, is so sweet.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be discussing 10 tips that enabled me to grow my natural hair 24 inches long. My hair is just in a messy bun, so I just like threw my accessory on just to make it look a bit better. Alright, okay, so let me go straight into it. So first tip for growing your natural hair long and retaining the most length in the year is washing your hair in twists. It literally saved my hair because when you think about it, your hair shrinks the most when it's wet. So when we wash our hair and it shrinks, it enables our curls to wrap around themselves. And with that, you might have to trim more often than you should because you have like single strand knots everywhere, and then you have split ends everywhere. You don't want that. So when you wash your hair in twists, it prevents your hair from shrinking so much, and because your hair is clumped together, you hardly get single strand knots. So it saves you from 3 things actually: single strand knots, split ends, and shrinkage. So everybody should do it. If you don't wash your hair in twists, or if your hair is too short to be washed in twists, wash it in braids. Just make sure your hair doesn't shrink so much on wash day because, as I said earlier, your hair shrinks the most when it's wet. Okay, so it's absolutely amazing. I recommend it to everybody. Try to at least wash your hair in twists or wash your hair in braids. I don't currently have a video for it. Obviously one day I plan on, but I don't have the time to do a full wash day because I usually tend to do my wash days like in the middle of the night or something. I work a lot. So yes, washing my hair in twists is number 1. Number 2 is finger detangling. Finger detangling, use your fingers, people. I know natural hair is full, it can be thick, it can be a lot of work, but the difference between finger detangling and using a comb is simply that you can feel the knots as you finger detangle. So you feel the knots and then you gently release them. But then if you use a comb, it just literally rips through the knots, and that's just promoting breakage. Like, no matter how slippery your hair is with a conditioner or anything, if you use a comb, you will still have more breakage than you would have finger detangling. I really recommend using your fingers to detangle your hair. It takes a while to learn, but then it's worth it in the end if your goal is length anyway. Length and health. Okay, so my number 3 is, my number 3 is deep conditioning. Deep conditioning is a lifesaver. It's literally the most important part of wash day because it allows the product to completely absorb into your hair shaft, which allows your hair to be strengthened, hydrated, and really moisturized. For me, I never miss deep conditioning on any wash day. Even if I'm trying to cut corners, I make sure that I deep condition for about 15 minutes. Okay, my top 3: washing my hair in twists, finger detangling, and deep conditioning. So those are my top 3. 4 is protective styling. If you follow my channel or if you follow me on Instagram or my blog, you know I protective style with my hair like 100%. My hair is always in a particular style, protecting the ends of my hair, and this is on purpose because the ends are the oldest part of your hair and they're always the first part to break off. So they're always the first part to dry, and they're always the first part to break off because they're old, literally. So if you make the extra effort to make sure that they are protected, even if it's in braids or even if you use attachments or if you use wigs or weaves, doesn't matter. As long as you keep your ends protected, we tend to retain more length over time. Okay? Alright, so number 5 is moisturizing properly. I think moisturizing properly should be number 4 before protective styling because If you don't moisturize properly, even within a protective style, you pretty much are wasting your time. For instance, okay, if you wear braids, oh, your hair is all protected, I'm gonna wear braids for a month, and then oh, my hair is gonna be resting, and I can't imagine how much length I'm gonna grow, yada yada. It won't work if you just abandon your hair on the braids or on the wigs or on the weaves, because if your hair is not constantly being moisturized properly, it will break off at the end of the day. So always make sure, if your hair is in a protective style, if your hair is in a protective style with just your hair, always make sure to, even if it's just your hair or an attachment or a weave or a wig, always make sure to get a really good hair mist and spray it into your hair. Spray it into your hair. There's a video, I have another video showing how to moisturize. I think that was my first YouTube video, how to moisturize your hair properly. I'll probably link that into this video. But it's really important to know how to moisturize your hair properly, even when your hair is loose. I don't really like the lock method because it makes no sense to me, using the oil before the cream, because oil literally seals your hair shaft. So I use leave-in first before I use the cream, then I use the oil last before anything. So I layer my products. That's what layering of products means. Moisture equals water. Look up the meaning of moisture. So if you're going to use a moisturizer, it has to have water as its first ingredient. Okay, it makes no sense to say you're moisturizing your hair and you're using oils. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Okay, so you need to learn how to moisturize properly. Leave-in conditioner, cream, and then oil. And if your hair is in a protective style, all you need to use is a hair mist. You don't need to take your hair down again and start, layering the products. No, all you need to do is just spritz. Okay, all right. I think I've said 5 now, so let's recap. The top 5. My top 5 tips are: number 1, washing in twist. Number 2, finger detangling. Number 3, deep conditioning. Number 4, protective styling. And number 5, moisturizing properly. Even if you forget everything else I say after this, don't forget this top 5. Alright, number 6. Number 6 is wearing a satin or silk scarf to sleep. This has got to be the most underrated form of retaining length. Like, it is so important to wear a satin scarf to sleep. No matter how good the products you use are, if you go to bed without shielding your hair, because that's what I call my scarves. They are shields that protect my hair from harm and protect my hair from damage. So if you don't wear a scarf to sleep, all the good lusciousness that you apply to your hair will be absorbed by your pillow. And if your pillowcase is not like a satin or silk material, it will drink up everything you put an effort to keep within your hair. So it makes no sense at all to sleep without a satin scarf, or even to travel without a satin scarf. Everywhere, if you see me anywhere, if you catch me on a plane, if you catch me somewhere traveling by road, you would see me all wrapped up. I don't care who's watching. You see me all wrapped up with my satin scarf and just protecting my hair, because I know those car seats, those plane seats, everything could be really drying and really harsh, and they can really pull and even break your hair in the process. Okay? So always sleep with a satin or silk scarf, and always carry them when you travel as well. It will save your hair. Shield. Alright, number 7. My number 7 is eating protein. Don't belittle protein, okay? Hair is made up of protein, and nails are made up of protein as well. So if your body is deficient in protein in any kind of way, the last place it gives protein is your hair and your nails. So if you don't have protein in your diet, don't expect your hair to grow. It's not magic, except if your genes compensate for that. Eating protein is really essential for having healthy hair and healthy nails, so don't belittle that. Alright? Then my number 8 is, don't be afraid to trim. When I see a split end, or when I see one single strand knot in a million, I use a sharp scissors and I cut them off, like right there, right then. So many people are afraid to trim, but what's the point of hanging on to ends that look like they've seen better days? it doesn't look good. It doesn't make your hair look good overall. So keeping healthy ends is really important. Don't be afraid to trim. I trim once or twice a year because ends don't get that damaged as often. So I'm not afraid to trim. All right. So number 9, you have to live a healthy lifestyle overall. Healthy hair isn't magic, people. Isn't magic. It's not something only a select few have. If you have a healthy body, you should have a healthy hair. Okay, so don't, whatever you eat, you have to eat, you have to exercise, you have to be stress free. Don't go to bed with your problems. I know it's easier said than done, but you have to learn how to manage your stress levels. You have to learn how to eat vegetables and take fruits, and you have to learn how to exercise, even if it's just 3 times a week. All these things affect your body. Your body is yours. You know, how you live now is going to affect you in the next 20-30 years. So it's best to live the healthiest way possible. Okay, so if you want healthy hair, make sure you have a healthy lifestyle. Make sure even your mind your mind matters too. How you think, make sure you think positively. Make sure you pray as well. So all these things affect you. So number 10, my last one, is don't obsess over length. Stop it. Don't go in front of the mirror every day checking, oh, my hair is like, yeah, my hair is like growing. Oh no, my hair is not growing. Oh, stop it. It's not gonna work. It's gonna make you obsessed about why your hair is not growing and why like other people have really long hair and then yours is like the same length for 6 months. At the beginning, I obviously obsessed a little bit because I was super excited, like, oh my gosh, I never knew natural hair could grow this long. You don't see a significant change in your hair visibly with your naked eye until about 3 to 5 months for regular people, not like people that have like extremely long hair genetically. I focus more on the health of my hair and how it feels, how it looks, more than how long it is. And it's really helped me not be jealous of when I see other people's length checks and when I see people that have just been natural for 2 years and have like waist-length hair. My hair is 5 years. I've been growing my hair for 5 years and it's 24 inches long now. I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I would really advise just stop obsessing over length and focus on the overall health of your hair. Alright, so that's my top 10 tips. So let's recap. Number 1 is washing your hair in twists. Number 2 is finger detangling. Number 3 is deep conditioning. Number 4 is protective styling. Number 5, moisturizing properly. Number 6, wearing a silk and satin scarf whenever you travel and before you sleep every night. Number 7 is eating protein. Number 8 is not being afraid to trim. Number 9 is having a healthy lifestyle overall. And number 10 is not obsessing over length. Okay, so I hope all of you can incorporate 1 or 2 things from all my tips into your hair regimen or your lifestyle, and I hope it works out for you too. Thank you so much for watching. This is like my longest video ever. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this really helps your hair and I hope this really helps your lifestyle in any way. So thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel. I'll be having lots more different content in tech, natural hair, just random things. So don't forget to share and subscribe. God bless you all. Bye bye.
Best I've ever seen, best I've ever been. Perfect to my beat, the perfect one for me. Shape so comfy like a go-to. Anywhere she goes, she